All right, so sometimes you just wanna ride. So Ride Cave now has a Just Ride feature, and the way it works is it auto generates a route. You can select from flat, rolling, and even mountain, and you can see the elevation and the elevation profile. You can also randomize it if you don't like the shape. You can choose the max grade, and you can also choose whether it's a cruise, moderate difficulty, hard, or epic. And these change the total elevation and also the distance of a singular loop. Now when you're doing Just Ride, it's an infinite loop, so you don't have to even think about distance. You can just start riding. So I'm going to go ahead and start with rolling hills. And each Just Ride route starts with a mile of warm-up. So let's get started. Now as Just Ride starts, you'll notice probably the most different thing on the screen is the scene. This is fully optional. You can turn it on or off if you don't like this sort of thing. But this is Cave World. It's a procedurally created and generated 2D world that reflects where you are in the route. There's 4 different biomes: coastal, forest, desert, and alpine. And whatever biome you are in is dependent on your elevation. So as you transition through different elevations, you'll see different biomes in the landscape. You can switch between different rider types, and you can also expand to full view. When you're in full view, you can flip between your data elements or just enjoy the scene. If you don't like one of these, you can always hot swap it. You click on it and you can change the item. You can also change your views and create custom views and data. Cave World has a night and day cycle, so you'll see that the sun and moon arc through the sky and the lighting changes as you ride. I'm currently riding my trainer, so you can probably hear that I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm going to switch to virtual gearing here. And if you notice, as I slow my cadence, the cadence of the cyclist also slows in the scene, and my speed will drop. So the scene is aware of speed and cadence, and routes on Ride Cave use real physics. So there's coasting, there's gravity, and everything you might expect from a real route. So let me start pedaling again. And we're going to come up to a hill here in about half a mile, so I might fast forward the video. You'll notice that as I gain speed, the streamline behind me changes colors and length. My hair starts blowing in the wind, if I have hair. And in a moment you'll see, I'm going to go a little faster here. I'm using the up arrows to shift gears. In a moment you'll see we're going to enter a downhill section followed by an uphill. The landscape will change. And everything in the landscape is random and dynamic, so sometimes you might join during the night. Sometimes you might have more landscape or less. Sometimes you might be in a different biome. And sometimes you might even see something interesting fly by the screen if you're paying attention. Alright, so looks like I'm coming up to a brief descent before we get to my first climb. I'm going 23 miles an hour, and I can barely talk. And we're on the descent now, so my speed's increasing. I'll coast a little bit to catch my breath. You can see I'm slowing slightly because I stopped pedaling, and it's barely a descent. We're at -0.3. So I'm going to start pedaling now to maintain some momentum to go up this hill. You can see the sun's starting to set here. Soon it'll be nighttime. All right, starting to go uphill now. You can see the grade, my current elevation, progress for this loop, the climbing completed, climbing left for this loop, how far we are into the route. All these items can be customized. Okay, so we're starting our climb. I still have quite a bit of momentum from the flat and downhill, but things are getting tough now, and my speed is slowing. I'm going to shift into some climbing gears here so I can breathe. All right, it's a little better. I'm on about a 2.7% grade, which isn't that dramatic, but I was just riding really hard. Now if I was on a mountain course, the slope here would be more dramatic. So let me end this and I'll show you the randomness of the experience. We'll hit just ride, we'll do mountain, turn the max grade down a bit, and hit start. There we go. Now I'm in the desert biome, and it's nighttime. Looks like the moon is starting to set. So I'm going to go ahead and ride through this warm-up, and then I'll show you the climb. Okay, here we go. We are on a slight downhill after the warm-up, headed for the first climb of the day. The sun is rising in the beautiful desert landscape. And you may see some interesting things in the sky as we ride while you're getting a workout. And of course, if you're new to Ride Cave, remember you can do real routes anywhere in the world. You can upload your own, choose from a community route, or even choose the Ride Anywhere feature where you can just tap a spot anywhere in the world and start riding. The feature you're seeing here is new, and this video game style experience is only specific to the Just Ride feature and is also optional. Okay, so we're starting a little bit of a climb here. Let's zoom in so we can see everything. By the time this video goes live, our iPhone and iPad app should be live as well. I'm demoing this to you in the web browser. Ride Cave also works in Android mobile via Chrome. It works on Apple desktop via the desktop install, and Windows desktop via the Windows install. And of course, in any web browser, that is Chrome or Edge. Okay. You're probably hearing my pedals creak here. All right. 5%. It's getting quite hard now. Probably watch my heart rate increase. Okay, 6%. The incline is increasing in the scene. This all sort of feels like a distraction to me right now. Oh, well, that's a little bit of a bug. Switched to night mode when I went to full screen. We'll have to fix that. Now I'm in full screen. I can focus on the climb. I'm not using my mechanical gears right now. My speed dropped to 5 miles an hour. You can see my hair is no longer blowing lusciously in the wind, and my speed trail has diminished to a pleasant white gradient. Let's see if I can get up this hill a little faster. Whew, legs are burning. Speed trail is glowing. Going 16 miles an hour, 7.7 grade. I'm not gonna make it. Go back into my climbing gear. Whew. Entering one of the hardest parts of the climb. Looks like this is gonna be above 8%. I'm crawling now. 4 miles an hour, 5. So you get the point. This is the Just Ride feature. I could ride all day if I wanted. I'm not going to. I have to get to work. Thanks.